We have to figure out, is Sefira, is it better to do Sefira with a minyan, with 10 people? Do you have to? Or not? What's the story over there? So, there's a lot to discuss about this topic. I'd just like to share a few sources briefly. The Caf Hachaim, some tough pay tests of Cotton Membes, quotes a Shla. Shla says, if you have a Chabura, a group of people who are davening Ma'ariv after three stars emerge, after Seitzul Chavim, Ro'ui le'eschabelem, you should attach yourself to them b'mei Sefira during Sefira. In other words, it's best to daven after when three stars come out, especially during Sefira. Ki as mitzvah goreres mitzvah. One mitzvah will drag another mitzvah, like it says in Pirkei Avos fourth parak. Mitzvahs kriyat shema b'zman Sefira. So oimer b'tzibur, you're going to say the mitzvah of Shema in its proper time, and you're going to count Sefira with the tzibur, with the congregation. So we clearly see from this Shla, which is also quoted by the Chalek Yaakov, as the Caf Hachaim points out, we see from this Shla that there's an idea of counting tzibur with a minyan. You don't need a minyan; it's not a davar shebikdusha, but it's certainly preferable.
But he's saying you should join up with them.
Correct.
But do you have to do it with them? Let's say a person has a longer Shemona Esrei.
Yeah.
What happens with that?
We're going to discuss that Shela another time.
Okay.
Okay? It's a similar Shela along Shemona Esrei, you're going to miss Kiddush, similar idea. Kiddush Levani, you're going to miss, that Shela is in many places, correct. Look over here in the Igros Moshe, Moshe Feinstein's Zatzal. This is an Orach Chaim and Chalek Dalid, siman Sadi Tes, Osa Aleph. It's actually talking about a different idea in this piece, eating during Sefira, before Sefira. That's really what he's talking about before Mar. But within this piece, he says, Lasois mikol makoim, Lasois beroiv am kol mitzvah, avshu davar she'ein inyan l'tzibur. There's two reasons, explains Rabbi Feinstein, why you should count Sefira with the congregation, not by yourself. Number one, there's a concept of Berov am Hadras Melech. Berov am Hadras Melech means the majority of the nation gives splendor after the king, aka Hashem likes it more when we do mitzvahs with a group of people rather than individually. Unless it's, of course, an individual mitzvah. Something that you can't do with a group. The gam, so that's one reason. Okay, you don't need a minyan, but it's better to. Hashem likes it more. Berov am Hadras Melech. Good. Another reason to do it with the group, congregation, is you won't forget to count. You're with the group. You're by yourself, you might forget. If you're in a group setting, you're not going to forget. Those are two reasons that Rav Moshe provides why it's better to do it with the congregation. Rabbi Dayan Yitzchak Weiss in his Shilos Veteshuvos Minchas Yitzchak, Chalek Tes, siman involved. This is the new print. Oz Beis also has another piece that he's talking about over here, another Shaila. But within this piece, he addresses this issue. And he says, it's the Yabet says, the Soifrim bebeis hakneses beroivam. We count Sefira in shul with a lot of people. Ayin Sham, look over there. Behind after in Besfira Sa'imer, din minyan basara, even though you don't need a minyan, you don't need 10 males to count Sefira, you count it by yourself. There's still an idea, Beroivam Hadras Melech, better to do it with a group of people. Furthermore, then he proceeds to quote the Shla, which you already saw quoted in the Caf Hachaim, which also the Chalek Yaakov quotes. And he says that it's implied, Mashma midevarav the ish inyan l'kriyat shema b'sfira b'tzibur kemoyle inyan tefillah. Based on this shla, it's implied that there's a halachik concept, and it's halachically preferable to recite Shema and count Sefira with a group of people like Shemona Esrei. It's nice. It's a nice thing to do. The Gama Yabet say Shloimer the Sefira Lokain. You could even say the Yabet says this. Okay, fine. In other words, what we see from all of these sources over here is the idea of counting Sefira with the minyan, and it's better to do it with more people. If you look in the Dershu in footnote 14, they quote all of this information over here. And it seems like from this Yabetz, there's a concept of counting Sefira with the minyan. In addition, from this Minchas Yitzchak, there's an idea of counting Sefira with the minyan in addition to the Ma'ila, the preferable halachik concept and attribute of Berov Hadras Melech. Counting with more people is better, doing mitzvah with more people. So you see that there's two things, two aspects, components, ingredients. There's minyan and there's Berov Hadras Melech.
But there's two different
It's
ideas.
both, two different ideas.
But where does he say that you should do with them? Because he's saying after
Minyan.
Minyan Basara.
Yes.
There's ain Sfira the Minyan Asara.
We're at the end.
Here in the beginning, right?
In the beginning, yeah.
He's saying
there is not.
No.
There's Rovam, and then he quotes the Shela,
right?
And he says there's an idea to do it B'tzibur. But from the end, he's saying that even if you have a minyan in your house, it's better in shul because of Rovam. It could be this too. That's how the Dershu learns it. It's questionable if you could read it in the words. It's questionable.
Yeah.
It's classic questionable Dershu. Two more quick points because we only have 2 minutes. Piskei Teshuvos over here. He quotes this idea in Oz Beis. He says the mitzvah of Sefira lechachila needs to be done with the tzibur and berov am. Okay. And in the footnote 15, he's going to quote familiar sources, the Shela, okay, Yabetz, okay. In Oz Gimel, he says Sefira needs to be lechachila, be done in a tzibur, preferably the congregation with a lot of people. So you see that over here in these footnotes over here. He's quoting some of the sources. Lastly, just one last point. The Dershu, I forgot to quote this note yesterday in footnote 15, says, why would it be we learned that now technically you can fulfill your obligation from listening to someone else, count Sefira, but it's not preferable. Preferably everyone should count on their own. But what would be the reason, according to the opinion who says that you cannot listen to someone else count and fulfill your obligation? So you quote from an interesting pshat from Orach Chaim Pinchas Steinberg in the Mishmeres Chaim Chila Gimel, then Sefira Omer Os Dalet, I think that is, not Reish, who says that the mitzvah Sefira Omer is not just something that's verbally done. Rather, it's like the Chinuch writes in mitzvah Shin Vav. It's so that we demonstrate and we express ourselves that we are anticipating when we receive the Torah, and therefore listening is like answering, but it's not like counting. It's like answering, but Einu Kisoifer, it's not like counting, because only when a person counts and he really yearns to receive the Torah, that time when we receive the Torah, that's when it will count. Interesting idea. Explanation. Okay, so Mitzvah Hashem, tomorrow we'll continue. Everyone should have a wonderful day.
So when he says tzibur, tzibur means minyan, then I guess, right? He's saying tzibur and zvan.
For sure.
Where they get it? I mean,
it could be questioned. Classic there.
Wow. Okay.
Look, there are issues with it. Let's be honest,
Okay.
Yeah.
You have to take out your problem.
Look, when you're just trying to quote a few haros, sometimes you don't present all